How's it going, boys? It's me, your favorite Snake Souls merchant, and today let's talk about League of Legends. A very popular game that most of you probably already know of, but recently a lot of people have been voicing the opinion that the game is, well, kinda bad. There's too much mobility, there's imbalanced things and stuff like that. And today I wanted to speak about it and why that's absolute bull. Well, not the mobility part, not things being overpowered, that's 100% there, and that will probably not ever change, honestly, at this point. But the game is currently at the far best situation it could legitimately ever been in. It is extremely unique in its perspective, what it does and how things are done, and well, how the game essentially operates. It is great. If you haven't played League of Legends when it was like season 1, 2, 3, and 4 and whatnot, then you have missed out on it. I would say that arguably then League of Legends was by far in its worst state that it has ever been in. Simply because of one reason. If you do not know the meta in that time, then it was pretty much the equivalent of, well, first team to be out of position by 1 millimeter faster than enemy team just instantaneously lose the team fight and the game. No longer is League of Legends like that. Currently, individual skill and impact are in the highest it has ever been in the game. There is absolutely never a situation where, well, there are situations where you can lose a game because your team is simply too bad, but most of the time, currently, if you are doing things correctly, if you are farming well enough, if you're doing this well enough, if you're doing that well enough, you're gonna 1v9 the game. And that is absolutely amazing. Because this is what a lot of people have wanted in their lives. They have wanted to play a game that's a MOBA style like Dota or League of Legends, but where individual impact takes absolute priority over everything else. And League of Legends, unquestionably, currently, is in that situation. And that's what makes it so amazing. Like, don't get me wrong, Dota is also in a situation where you can currently 1v9 and win games, for the most part, but in League of Legends it feels like it's dialed up to 11. And that's what makes it really good. Because of that feeling that it's 100% dialed up to 11. If you are good enough, with all the mobility, all the imbalanced things that are happening in the game, skill matters a lot. You need to know the matchups, you need to know this. If you have played against it, you know when to go in, when to do this. It is extremely individual skill based. Now, team fighting obviously still is a factor, but take for example that I'm playing now Kylie. Let me explain Kyle if you have not played her or don't know how she works. Until level 6, you're garbage. All you can do is farm. At level 6, until level 11, you're garbage. All you can do is farm. At level 11, which is roughly 15 minutes in-ish, that is the first time when you can legitimately start to actually have impact in the game. Obviously, you can start to have real impact at level 6 in the game, but honestly, not needed, not necessary. Kylie is a late game hero that has pretty much unique style of play in the sense that, well, you have an extremely great late game carry. So as long as you're hitting creeps, you're gonna win the game. And every hero has this style of play that you can do, and well, you can win the game from it. Some heroes are more aggressive, some are more farm based, some are more team based, some are more this, more that, and so on and so on, which is amazing. And because every hero has mobility like this, because every hero has something overpowered about it, because the scaling is so goddamn absurd, giant, and whatnot, you can win the game 1v9 almost in any circumstance. Sure, there are going to be games where you do lose because your team is, well, literally that bad, sadly, or they just FF. But most of the time, that's not a thing that happens. So yeah, Also, if you are looking here, yeah, I should have just continued farming. I should have known better that it's pointless to try and save the guy. But, you know, it is what it is. Sometimes you make mistakes like this. And, well, you know, this time, the mistake was simply trying to help someone. Never try and help someone. League of Legends currently is all about you. It doesn't matter if you're playing a late game champion. It doesn't matter if you're playing a whatever. It's all about you. The game, League of Legends has no team in it. There is only you, and you should be always thinking about yourself. If you look at the best players, the most highest ranking ones, they absolutely do not give a single shit about their team. In contrast to Dota, where you actually need to think about your team. You need your team to do things, you need your team to impact the game. In League of Legends, you have none of that shit anymore. You don't need your team for almost anything. In a situation where you're a late game hero and you have just farmed, you need your team to just die for you and call it a day. A good example is I play Kylie, and I almost never ulti anyone else but me. I don't give two shits who dies, how much they die, and how much they yell at me for not using the ulti. I am far more valuable than they will ever be in the game because of the simple fact that I am a Kylie. And that's almost every game. Well, that is literally every game and so on. It is insane. And this works, and this is the right way to think about this. So, that's what makes League of Legends really good. You can ban one hero. Sure, there are definitely situations where something's overtuned, overpowered, and whatnot, and you kind of need to play around, but you can ban against them. League of Legends is in a very interesting position, where a lot of things are broken. There are a lot of matchups where you pretty much can't even come close to the lane, because you're gonna get instantaneously obliterated. And by the way, if you're wondering, that is a fail on Riot's part, because they never intended situations where a hero, well, where a champion can't actually do something against a different champion. They absolutely never intended for things like that to happen. So, you know, it is what it is, essentially. It is what it is. But you just learn these situations. Even if you're in a completely losing lane, you are playing mind games. You see, the enemy will want to kill you. 100% of the time, the enemy is gonna try and kill you, because no one wants to play a static game. And if you're just good enough to wait until they make a mistake, until they overextend themselves, you can kill them back. It is absolutely great. And this is a situation which, for example, Dota doesn't exactly offer in that sense of the word, which pretty much no other game currently offers. And it's all because of this insane amount of mobility that every champion has. The itemization cannot really be too unique, and the legendary item system is... It's cute, but the items are not the big deal here. The items offer pretty much just basically stats and nothing really else. There are some active parts of it, but it's pretty much just accumulating a ginormous amount of stats without anything else. So, it is completely focused on personal skill levels. If you're good enough, you're gonna win games 1v9. I can guarantee you it if you just do the right thing. For example, farm correctly, or know when to move and understand when you can do things that you can do. There's always 100% a way to get ahead of your opponent, because you are doing things more correctly than them, because you understand things. In Dota, it's a little bit harder, for example. You need your team, and without your team it's gonna be pretty hard most of the time. But, you know, it's not the end of the world. But in League of Legends, it will always feel that you are the hero, the one that's carrying. And you don't ever need to care about anyone else. Which is honestly probably the coolest part about the game. The fact that I don't have a team. There is no team in team when it comes to League of Legends. There is only I when it comes to League of Legends. And this is what a lot of people are enjoying. A lot of people who can pull off ridiculous stunts, ridiculous plays, and things like that, they are extremely happy with League of Legends. So, if you are a person who wants to win because they are simply put a better than others, then League of Legends currently is by far in the 100% best position it has ever been as a game to play. And, well, that's pretty much it. Look at this. 12 minutes of farming. 100 and almost 10 CS. Even gonna get a turret plate. And my team is losing horribly, but guess what? Guess what? For all of those of you who are interested. Let's put the time score. Look at this. At the very end, guess who wins? Guess who wins? Guess who wins? Even though we have an non-existing jungle, we don't have an existing support. Guess who wins? Why? Because farm, baby. Because things like that. Because absolutely absurd things. You can always individually impact and win a game in League of Legends. And again, that's what makes it currently that great. Also, watch this. This is a pretty fun part. Look at this. Look at that dude. He has like 2 HP left. Okay, that happens. Watch this. 10 out of 10, boys. 10 out of 10. And this is why the game's good. This is why the game is pretty good. Oh, look at that. He's doing the stuff. Man, Evelynn, bullshit. I think he ultied there. I'm pretty sure I just... Maybe he didn't. I'm not even sure at the moment. Anyway, we win. Why? Because farm and individual impact is the only thing that matters at the end of the day, if you do things correctly. So, this was QuizerSensen. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check out the channel, check out Discord, check out the Patreon, check out everything. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.